Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Jordan Cameron back with another video today. Well, today, guys, we got Bitcoin over here at 107,051, and we got Bitcoin pushing very, very close to all-time highs. We're talking only a few percentage points away from all-time highs at this point. Total market cap continues to climb despite the consolidation of the last couple of days. Stablecoin dominance looks like it's about to break down for its next leg down, which means we're probably about to see the next leg up for the cryptocurrency market. And Total 3 just completed its back test of the breakout and I think is about ready to get launched to higher prices. So we have a lot to talk about today, guys, that all revolves around our major thesis of the biggest blow off top in crypto history before the biggest crash in crypto history, where people will deem it as the .com bubble 2.0, okay? Or we can call it the crypto bubble 1.0, whatever we're gonna wanna call it at the time. Let's get into it. Let's discuss everything we're gonna talk about over the last few months, slowly playing out here. And I don't even believe that this move has really started yet. So let's jump on into it. So obviously the first thing that we want to note here, guys, and the first step of this whole thesis of, basically the crypto market going up to that 10 trillion point, all the way up here, the top of this giant macro rising wedge structure, which is a bearish pattern. But the thesis of us getting this move up to the 10 trillion point, getting everyone sucked in, getting everyone believing crypto is going to change the world like we do on every major top throughout history of any type of market. We have to get everyone sucked in first. And I do believe that this move up to 10 trillion, which right now we're at 3.33 trillion, will be that move that will get everyone sucked in, including your grandma and your uncle. Even if you tell them not to buy the top, they still will, because that is human emotion. And what comes after that, I think, will be the biggest bubble pop in market history, to say it the least. But the first step of this, and as we've been talking on the channel before we kind of go a little bit deeper into this thesis, guys, it was the stablecoin dominance breakdown over here in April. And I do think if we zoom in over here, and why we, once again, if you're kind of new to crypto and why you might say, why does this matter? Well, if stablecoin dominance goes down, guys, just to give you guys a quick recap, stablecoin dominance goes down, cryptocurrency goes up, right? Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up. It's an inverse correlation, okay? And what we basically have on the stablecoin dominance chart, since about November 2023, is we have a simple range, right? We have range highs and we have range lows, right? And simply playing a range, we say, okay, we're at range highs, we're expecting a rejection. We're at range lows, we're expecting a bounce. So what we're expecting here, and what I'm expecting, and why I think this thesis right here matches the stablecoin dominance chart, is what I'm expecting is, since, back over here in March and April, we were talking about how we're expecting a rejection off this 8 to 9% region. That's exactly what we saw. We got a rejection. And I think this has a while to go to at least get back down to this about 5% level. Right now we're at 6.4%, and possibly slightly even a deviation below. And this move right here will be the causation of total market cap breaking into new highs and getting everyone super, super euphoric. And then once this gets to range lows, I would expect a bounce, okay? And this is also going to be some type of giant Wyckoff accumulation structure where this gets some major bounce to the upside, which causes total cryptocurrency market cap to basically go down, right? So that was the first step, stablecoin dominance breaking to the downside. Also, at that same time of stablecoin dominance being at this major resistance here, we had Bitcoin over here at the 50 moving average band. And look at how beautiful this chart has played out, guys. Absolutely textbook. If you're over here following the channel, anytime Bitcoin comes to the 50 moving average band in a bull market, guys, that is the time you want to be the most bullish, not the most bearish. But throughout this time period, as I was putting out videos stressing that this is the time to be bullish, is not the time to be bearish. As long as Bitcoin holds the 50 moving averages, the 50 SMA, 50 EMA, that's the time to be bullish. Ignore the tariffs, ignore the news, ignore what's going on out there in the world. And what do you know? Bitcoin bounces from the 50 moving average band, bounces from our invalidation point on a close, and now is, if it closes where it is now, it's the highest weekly close of all time. And I actually do believe last week we closed with the highest weekly close of all time. And at this point, we are only 2% away from Bitcoin putting in yet another all-time high. And I do believe it's setting up to go significantly higher after this. And that's going to be the first catalyst. Okay, well, the first catalyst was stablecoin dominance breaking to the downside. The second catalyst is Bitcoin breaking into new highs, which then, and every rally that we've seen for Bitcoin is every time Bitcoin has broken into new highs, that's when the altcoin market starts to run. Okay, Bitcoin leads first. Bitcoin finally gets into new highs, and then you see the altcoin market start to run, right? The altcoin market's been kind of tame right now. Bitcoin is daddy, Bitcoin leads the way, and Bitcoin is now approaching new all-time highs. But as we discussed, what's going to get this total market cap chart all the way up to that 10 trillion point? I do believe a lot of it will be Bitcoin, but I also don't think it's possible for it to get there unless we see the altcoin market really get a move. And I do think that Ethereum and the altcoin market is going to get the biggest move that we've seen since 2021 over the last 6 months of 2025. And it's going to be a ride. Okay, so now we have Bitcoin at the all-time highs. And as we've discussed, if we look at the weeks where Bitcoin's broken to new all-time highs, this is November 4th candle of 2024 right here. If we go over here to the total 3 chart, which is all the altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, when did we get the massive impulse started? Well, that week of November 4th was this candle right here on total 3. And you can see that from that candle, the altcoin market went on about a pretty significant move here of over 100%. If I could take off the magnet, the altcoin market went on a 100% move there, right? From that November 4th candle where Bitcoin broke into new all-time highs. If we actually look at this one here, why is that on all my charts? I don't know, guys. But if we go over here, this candle right here, October 23rd of 2023, where Bitcoin broke into new highs right here, we'll notice is total 3, October 23rd, 2023. That's also when altcoins started to move up, and altcoins this time went on a 136% run. All right, so Bitcoin is at and approaching new all-time highs, and that's when we've seen altcoins really start to rip. We've already seen altcoins move up nicely off the lows, but I do believe that, once again, just like total market cap moving to that 4236 Fibonacci level at $10 trillion, I think we're going to see the total 3 chart move to the 2618 Fibonacci, the 3618 Fibonacci between 2.5 trillion and 3.35 trillion, which would be, approximate gain from this point of about 182%. It's, to 280%, which really isn't that big for the altcoin market if you've been around the crypto space. It looks big on the chart just because we're on log scale. But I do believe the altcoin market is also forming one of these massive rising wedges, which ultimately breaks the downside, throughout 2026 and 2027. But I believe the last 6 months of this year will be a doozy for the altcoin market as well. Now, as we kind of look forward here on things that are going on, and as we start to get a little excited, we start to get Bitcoin close to all-time highs. We start to maybe get the altcoins starting to jack up a little bit, as we already have Ethereum 2x off the lows, multiple altcoins, a lot of altcoins up 2x off the lows already. And I think they got plenty of more gains to come here. Before we get too excited and before we jump on up and down, I have to remind you guys that this is the time to shine. This is the time, where the markets, people are still kind of apprehensive. And when people are fearful, and if we do see any type of dip on Bitcoin, because it's not always likely that we're just going to shoot up in a straight line. If we do see any dips on Bitcoin, guys, I think those are the times to be adding to positions before this market gets super, super euphoric. Do not get carried away on little dips. Focus on the bigger trends as the market gives you. And I want to continue to remind you guys, the higher that Bitcoin goes and the higher that this market goes, I've said this, total market cap is not too far away from all-time highs at this point. I mean, we're talking, 12%. I mean, total market cap could do that in 2 to 3 days if it wants to. As total market cap approaches all-time highs and pushes into new highs over the next weeks, okay, I do stress that, I'm very, very bullish on this channel right now, and I'm very, very excited for where this market's going to go. But I continue to stress, the higher this market goes, the more bearish I will become, okay? And I will be a bear amongst the bulls as the prices move up, as everyone was, who will turn bullish as prices go higher. was super bearish down here at the lows and super bearish down here at support. Those same people will turn into mega bulls because they did not get a good entry, and they will need price to go higher. But I will not need price to go higher because I got in lower. But those people will need price to go higher, okay? But remember, on this channel, we will stay grounded and we will look for our top signals, okay? And we will simply take profits on the way up as we kind of go, and we'll continue to talk about that as the videos kind of come along. But, our top indicators as we kind of continue to go along will be the fear and greed index. When we get into extreme greed, has typically been a good time to take profits in this bull run, okay? Right now, we're still in greed, okay? I wouldn't be surprised to maybe even see a little dip at some point, get us back into fear. But as this market starts to run up, guys, and we start to push into that extreme greed, I mean, we've gotten to like a 92. I say if we get into like the high 80s to 90s, right now we're at a 71, not that crazy. That's typically a great time to be taking profits from this market as everyone gets too greedy. And then obviously the big indicator that I'm watching for the ultimate top signal is the Coinbase app indicator. And typically what we've seen, and we'll gotta go over this again, we went over our last video, but each cycle, every single time that the Coinbase app reaches that #1 spot, it did it in 2021, it did it in 2017. That was the top of the market on the day of the top, okay? So as we kind of go along, Coinbase starts to get into that top 5 apps. I think it's time to be a little bit worried, not very worried, but very worried, sweating, telling your parents not to be in crypto. As Coinbase gets into that top 10, top 5, we'll continue to talk about it. Right now, if I can, just move this over for you guys real quick. You guys can see that Coinbase is only at 333 as of May 18th. So as of 2 days ago, it is at 333. No reason to be worried at all. People are still sleeping on this market, and that's perfect. But as this starts to move up, and it can move up very quickly, as it did over here in 2024, it moved up from like 400 to 9 in the span of like 2 weeks. It can move up very quickly depending on how fast Bitcoin and altcoins are going up. Remember to stay grounded. We're going to watch this and do not be the bull as this gets higher and higher. Okay, guys? So as we kind of go along here, a few more things I just want to, stress. I think awesome things are coming for this market. We got Bitcoin at 107,000 right now. But as we kind of go along here, the other thing I'm going to be kind of watching here is global liquidity. Right now, we have global liquidity that, like I said, Bitcoin lags it with about a 2 to 3 month lag. If we kind of stretch that out, to kind of where we think Bitcoin could hit some type of major local top, as of right now, that would be like the middle of July. I would expect Bitcoin to go up into like the middle of July, but this could continue to push up. And if this continues to push up, oh Lord, gee, we could be having a crazy year. As Bitcoin continues to just follow this to a T. Look at how people saying it's not going to follow global liquidity again, and Bitcoin just following global liquidity again. Okay, so if this continues to push up after this little consolidation right here in global liquidity, I would expect Bitcoin to continue to push up, but absolutely crazy how this continues to follow this, and I think this is just another indicator, along with all our indicators, that Bitcoin is just going to continue up to the upside. And if we add this confluence of the global liquidity, the stablecoin dominance moving all the way back down to the range lows, just being in a range, just simple TA. We're going from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. This goes down, crypto goes up, simple TA, right? We look at total 3 being at, bouncing once again off this really 8-year trend line that's been going on since 2017. Bitcoin also, once again, kind of bouncing off the 50 moving average band and pushing into new highs. We have so many things going on right now, guys. Everything's kind of playing out exactly as we've been discussing. I'm excited, but I continue to stress the higher that this market goes, my thesis is all fun and games until we start to push up into new highs. We start pushing 5 trillion, 6 trillion, 7 trillion. I'm going to start turning into a nervous wreck and saying that this market is getting way too overheated. It's turning into a bubble. And I do think that time is coming, and that time is not too far away here. And really the kickstart of it is going to be Bitcoin here breaking into new highs and just shocking all the people who just a month and a half ago were crying and weeping because of the tariffs down here at 74,000. And I think Bitcoin breaking into new highs is going to piss a lot of people off. And those people are going to be the top buyers as the market continues to go higher and climbs the wall of worry. But my thesis is all fun and games here, guys, till the end of 2025. But ultimately, Steam service needs some maintenance. My thesis is all fun and games, guys, until we get into end of 2025. And if we're somewhere up here at the end of 2025, that I don't think a lot of fun times are coming. But as we kind of go along here, I continue to stress, I think fun times are coming, but continue to stay vigilant out there as we kind of go along, and just continue to stay on top of not getting too emotional if this market moves up. Remember this video right now. Come here every day. Come here, watch the video every day. I'll try to help you stay grounded if this market moves up. Stay grounded. Do not get too emotional thinking that this market's going to go up forever. I've been here through multiple cycles. I've seen it happen at the end of the cycle where things are just going bananas and you think that the market's going to go up forever. It never does. Okay. So I'm out of here, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, man, we've been killing it. You guys have been absolutely smashing the like button on the videos. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Like I said, like 75% of you guys who watch the video aren't subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 100K soon. At this rate, I mean, we could get to 100K by the end of next month. Absolutely crazy. You guys have been awesome with the support. And I think you guys are just excited about me to see if this thesis plays out for all of us. All right. So catch you guys later. Peace out. Much love. It's been your boy, Jordan Cameron. See you guys in the next video.